And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
And they have to resort to telling truths, Tony Rich, talking about my mother, talking about where I came from. You want to give a history lesson? I'll give you a history lesson. Kelly Wolf, Wolfie D, he's all the same person. When you talk about Kelly Wolf's mother, you're talking about Wolfie D.
And here we go, the original white boy that came out sagging, not bragging, don't be hating, cause I'm spitting the truth, still livin' in color, gon' rush your mother, utilize a hubcap, I'm like any other. Back in the day, I was NOD, and I was P to the G, plus the 1 and the 3, in case you forgot, they call me Wolfie D, been cloned and copied so many times, tired of suckers taking credit for what is mine. You know who you are without name dropping. Wrestling's first white boy coming out.
The domination rap, I did all that shit, and they still want the 2 and not just the 1. But I'm telling you, this one made the fucking team.
It makes your ears get infected. Mad skills, no faking. There is no one great. Cause I'm bringing more force than Obi-Wan or later. Not here to play games.
Check it out, folks. We have found the Stone Cold Liquor Store. Can I get a hell yeah? This is pretty cool.
Can I get a hell no?
What?
We're driving Pigeon Forge today.
Well, so what? Last time I checked, you was my girlfriend and not my mom. And that's the bottom line.
Okay, so you see what Diamond Sparkles did to me. She about killed me. Legit. About 45 minutes after we filmed that video, because we had passed that place all the time, and I just told her, I said, it'd be funny if we do something in front of this liquor store and just do a funny Stone Cold skit. And we did. It was usually either raining or it was dark or something like that, but we went through this one day. We were headed to go to just me and her. We were rid of the kids. We were gonna do just a weekend together. And what our weekend turned out to be was not what we thought. So we shoot the video you just saw, and about, 45 minutes later, we leave, we're driving down the road, and I felt like I had gas, like up under my ribs. That's all I could think was, man, something don't feel right. And so I'm driving, and I keep driving, and it kept getting worse. And I said, hun, I'm gonna pull over at this exit, and we're at Rocky Top, Tennessee at this point. I said, I'm pulling over right here. I said, will you run in and give me some gas pills? I said, because something just don't feel right. So she goes inside and then calls me from inside. And as soon as she went in, I started sweating. And I stepped out of the car. This was in August. I stepped out of the car just because I was sweating. I knew I needed to stand up or something. So I got out of the car and I put my arms on the top of my car, on the roof, like this. And she called me, and I had my watch on, my Apple Watch, and my phone was in the car. So I answered it on the watch. And I said, yeah. And she said, they don't have any. I said, that's cool. I said, I think I might need to go to the hospital. Something's not right. As soon as I hung up, everything got weirdly weird, dizziness, and I took a flare bump right in the parking lot of a Shell station, gas station. Took a face plant, busted my head open. So the next thing I know, is that I'm bleeding. I'm on my face on the hot concrete, and I pick myself up, and there's like probably about 5 or 6 people around me. One of them was an EMT, one of them was a nurse. It's crazy how that stuff happens. That, man, they were there to be there when I was about to die. And the lady told me, the nurse, she said, "You're having a heart attack, sir." And so Michelle is running around on her phone trying to figure out what the location is and where to tell the ambulance to come and blah, blah, blah. So the ambulance finally gets there, and that's when I felt, because it felt like somebody was driving a screwdriver into my chest. It was, I felt like I was a goner. And the ambulance gets there, and they take me to, we were not too far. I know a lot of you may not know where Rocky Top, Tennessee is. It's about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Knoxville. So they take me to a North Knoxville hospital, the quickest one. Ambulance gets there, and then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they got me. I'm not gonna die because I'm in the hands of professionals. So they take me to the hospital, and I go straight into surgery, and they put 2 stents in my heart because they said I had what they call a widowmaker heart attack, which is supposed to kill, I don't know, 90% of the people, but it didn't. So I've got 2 stents. So again, that is my reason for wondering, should I do this? Should I do this match? Is it gonna hurt me? You know, I don't know. I'm gonna take care of myself and do the best that I can. And I just hope everybody comes out. And I know the King had a heart attack too, but he doesn't have stents. His was a different deal where it was electricity in your body that causes cardiac arrest. A heart attack and cardiac arrest are 2 different things. So I don't know, we'll see. And I jokingly said me and the King are gonna be called the Heart Attack Foundation. But we'll see how far that goes, and we'll be right back here in just a minute.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite 4-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
All right, guys, so you just saw the card that's gonna go down where I come out of retirement after 2016, where I had a huge injury, but the story behind it is so cool because, as everybody knows, the Road Warriors were my inspiration. They were my inspiration to be a wrestler. And that night, what was supposed to happen, and I was kind of like a booker for this thing, and I went to Animal, and I said, because he was just gonna come down, it was Tracy Smothers, Derek King, Moonshine Mantell, and they were just gonna beat me up or whatever, and he comes out and throws him out of the ring and blah, blah, blah. And I said, Joe, can we do something really cool? And he cocked his head like that, and he looked at me, he said, what? And I said, can you shit can too, and then put one on your shoulders? Since I've took it so freaking much, I said, can we do the doomsday device? And he kept his head cocked, and he said, Wolfie, you know, I wouldn't do this for too many people. And I said, that's why I love you, Joe. I love you, Joe. You were my childhood hero, blah, blah, blah. So he comes down, they're on me. Me and Derek King do a move. I used to do a thing where I would Bez press somebody, take them down, bite them, because I had the fangs at the time, working that gimmick, and then I'd punch them, choke them, whatever. So anyway, I go up, and me and Derek, it's like he's 230, I'm 250, so 500 pounds comes down on my arm, and it felt like it exploded. I didn't know what happened. It hurt really bad. So I got up and I tried to choke him. I couldn't press with this arm. And I knew something was wrong, but there was no way that I wasn't going to do what me and Animal Joe had worked out. I was doing the doomsday device with him. I was doing it. So I finished the match. What a rush. It plays. He comes down, yada yada. And I go up to the top and I do the thing with the arm that just exploded. And I got to do the doomsday device with Animal, which was so awesome to me. And then we stood in the middle of the ring and hugged and all that kind of stuff, man. It was very, like, it meant a lot to me. And that was my last match. So, what you just saw on the match that I'm coming back at, I haven't done anything since then. And I'm looking forward to it because I know who my partner is. My partner, man, he's going to pull down that strap. He's going to do whatever. And my opponent, Doug Gilbert, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, he's going to be the opponent that he's always been to me. Even though, and you know, without kayfabe or whatever, Doug's my friend, but Doug also works very, very, very hard against me. And it's good. It's good when me and Doug tangle. And then a moondog. So it's going to be interesting. And I'd like to see the people that show up. You're going to get the best that I can give you. I've got heart problems like we talked about. I got a torn tricep, and then the other story is the knee. All right, so I'm walking. It had just rained at my house, and once the doctor got in there, he said this wasn't just this; it was wrestling. So I'm walking outside the house. It had just rained, as I said, and I slipped in a mud puddle. A little piece of mud, and I slipped and I went into like a hurdler position. It sounded like somebody took a stick and went and cracked it. I knew something was wrong, but nobody was home. My girl was at work, and she's a bartender, Diamond Sparkles, and I just grabbed my phone, I called her, and thank God she answered. Usually she can't, but she did. She answered, and I said, babe, I said, I'm laying here in the yard. I said, I can't get up. I've already tried, I can't get up. So I laid there for about, 20 minutes or something. And she came and picked me up and took me to the hospital here in town, which didn't have the capabilities to do what was wrong with me. I had actually ripped my quadricep off the bone, which would be your knee. So I had ripped it off that. So then I get put in an ambulance and I get taken to Lexington. As soon as I get there, they do surgery. They drilled 2 holes through my kneecap, put fiber wire through those 2 holes and then stitched it into the tendon and like tied it up like a shoe. So it was a bad injury. So the things I got to worry about on this match are that, obviously the tricep and the moves that I do. I mean, there's so many moves that I do that all those things come into play. They really do. And then also the heart attack and everything. So we're going to see on February 5th what happens, I guess. I'll say it like that. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to be there. I cannot wait to be there. I've been wanting to do another match for a long time. And I'm wrestling with someone that I respect so much. I'm wrestling against somebody that I respect so much. And we're going to see where it goes from there.